Welcome to this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have Joshua Hale. He is an entrepreneur and he says embodies the intersection of cutting edge technology and sustainable living. He's the founder of JH Media and Consulting. Welcome to the show, Joshua.
Thank you so much, AJ, for having me on here. I'm really excited to be here.
You are welcome. Welcome to the show, Joshua. Welcome to India in this online form. And I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to talk right now. We'll learn from you about AI hacks for business growth. We'll learn all this. But before that, let's learn a bit more about you, your background, your journey, so that audience knows who they are learning from.
Yeah, so I got into AI when ChatGPT really came out about 2 years ago. And at the time, I was running a marketing agency, helping out a dozen different clients from all different industries. And I went out to lunch with a local marketer here in town, and he kind of showed me under the table. He's like, "Hey, have you seen this thing?" And he showed me ChatGPT for the first time. And I immediately was fixated by it. I saw what it could do and the capabilities. And I came back home and I was able to then test it out on my clients, being able to jump into different industries to see where ChatGPT had its strengths, where it had its weaknesses. And from there, quickly saw how valuable of a tool that this was going to be for entrepreneurs, for business people, that I ended up leaving the marketing agency that I started in order to teach people how to use this tool.
Absolutely, absolutely. How to use this tool. So, firstly, let's understand what this tool can do. Let's understand, any particular example you see, if you have that, you can say, okay, this is the way this particular business got transformed with artificial intelligence. This is something that we will be amazed to hear.
Yeah, so when I was working with those clients in the marketing agency, I had hired 3 copywriters to do audience research, to go out and to discover what the company's target client and student was all about. Gets into psychographics and like really trying to understand their needs, what their pain points are, what their challenges are that's stopping them to the dream outcome. Paid a handsome penny for these 3 copywriters to go do their job. They did an excellent job, but they came back with their research after 3 weeks and we presented it to the client. While we were in the meeting, I was over here on the side doing my own research with ChatGPT, and I came up with near quality results of what they just spent doing 3 weeks doing. I showed it to one of the copywriters afterwards. And I was like, "Hey, I put this together. What do you think about it?" Right? Not really telling them where I got it from. And they're like, "Wow, this is pretty good. We just spent 3 weeks like doing something similar to that." So I immediately saw how disruptive this was going to be for the marketing world, but such a powerful tool for empowering entrepreneurs. So using that as an example, I was able to then kind of jump ship and do things on my own, helping out businesses directly one-on-one. And instead of charging them $10,000, I could charge them way less because I didn't have a whole team that I was employing to be able to get those results. I can now do about 80% just with my knowledge and leveraging AI, what it took, a dozen people in that agency to accomplish.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Joshua, you talk about, about doing things, business success that goes far beyond conventional AI strategy. Help us understand this part because this is the worry. People think, if I do too much of AI, I will lose my edge, my authenticity, my true self.
Yeah, losing that human touch is definitely a good concern to go into this with. Like, you want to be able to be authentic, come across authentic and connect with your audience. That's the whole point, to be able to empathize with the struggles that they're going through. Now, a little bit about what AI is and what ChatGPT can do. ChatGPT was trained off of the whole internet, like literally the whole thing. It crawled the whole thing, and that's its data set that it was able to accomplish amazing things with. Early on, it hallucinated a lot. Like a lot of people lost trust. Journalists would try it out and they're like, this is junk. It's making up stuff as it's trying to like give you an answer that it liked. But one thing that it did really good was business, because there's so much information out there on the internet about business, how business works, how to do online marketing. It didn't hallucinate very much in that regard. And especially for me being able to take the frameworks I learned through my 10 years in marketing, all the marketing gurus back there on my shelf, using their frameworks and applying what they teach through a step-by-step process, going through ChatGPT, you're able to get amazing results. Here's an example. So Sabri Subri is this guru, like marketing guru down in Australia. Amazing guy, amazing methods, amazing techniques. You could read his book and have a journal as a business owner and try to like think and apply your business on your journal going through reading his material. Or we can just sit like this. I can interview you, ask you about your business, use this mega prompt that I made based off of his book, and be able to then leverage AI to do all that processing for us, taking what you know about your business, coupling it with this methodology, and then leveraging the power of AI to get amazing results. And what you do is create a foundation of knowledge and data on your business so that when ChatGPT has good information to start with, it can produce really good outcomes. If you just go to ChatGPT right now and say, I need a marketing plan for such and such industry, it's going to give you a very generalized result. It's not going to be that great. It's going to be very surface level. But if you step by step give it the foundation it needs to really understand what your business does, who your target audience is, the psychographics of like what they do in their day, what people in their environment are talking about, their daughters, their husbands, the boss that they're in, what they're all saying in their lives. You gather all this information and then be able to give that to ChatGPT and then say, I need an email marketing campaign to target this target audience that I have identified here. And it's going to give you gold. And that is where you can really shortcut your time as well as not losing the human touch, right? I have a formula of 10-80-10 where 10% is you, it's your intention, putting in there what do you want done. 80% is AI crunching those numbers, getting you like really good results, good data in, good data out. Then there's a 10% of oversight at the end where you're always checking things, making sure it sounds authentic, making sure it is not coming across as robotic. But over the last 2 years, AI has gotten proficiently good at being able to like write good copy, which hopefully your audience knows. That's the text, in emails, on websites. And so that worry of it coming across as too robotic is like quickly going away for those that know how to use these tools.
Absolutely, Joshua. So talking of tools, you talked about ChatGPT. In terms of using day-to-day tools for entrepreneurs, what are some of the tools that they can use to boost productivity, save time?
Well, the top 3 models, in my opinion, right now, ChatGPT is my workhorse. That's when I'm firing from the hip, I just go to that. I get things done like throughout the day on my phone, on the computer. Like that's where I go to. But when I want that nice polish, like before we were just meeting today, I was just working on my newsletter. It's going to go out tomorrow morning. I brainstorm with ChatGPT. I have voice to text set up so I can just talk to it. I can just, speak my mind and be able to get all that text into that into the chat box and then be able to go from there. I brainstorm with ChatGPT. Then I take that brainstorm over to Claude. I pay for Claude for the pro version just because the quality is so good at what it can do, really mimicking a human's voice in copywriting. So I get that final polish over there on Claude. And then meanwhile, if I'm researching for a project, I go to Perplexity, because Perplexity is just hands down the king at research. You can go and type up anything. It's current, it's up to date, and the great thing about it is it shows you the sources of the summaries and where it's getting that information from. So you can grab those sources as well. You can dive deeper really quickly and be able to grab that good data.
Absolutely, absolutely. What about ChatGPT search? You talked about sources. Even that also gives sources. Anyone can get a lot of confusion. And you talked about that. Even Claude comes out with much more human sort of a thing. What is the difference, if you can help understand? And you said ChatGPT is your workhorse, and still you are paying for Claude. So I want to understand why that, and why Perplexity. Means why not one tool? Which one would you recommend, or maybe all three are required?
Yeah, well, I'm a bit obsessed. So I like to try things out for the benefit of my clients, for the benefit of people on my newsletter, to be able to really know what's cutting edge right now. And so right now, that's my workflow, like I just said. Meanwhile, ChatGPT is really working to be the all-in-one AI tool. And ChatGPT search is good. It's just not quick enough. And, Perplexity just does a deeper dive into it. But as if you were just to pick one tool, it's definitely ChatGPT. They just came out with Christmas features, where they released a new feature each day for the 10 days of Christmas out here in the US, and just flooded the environment with new features that they're constantly releasing. And so they are the cutting edge tool for AI that's out there. They have the best models, they have the best user experience, and they are creating a network of different tools that all are able to be accessed in their ecosystem that really complement each other. The top of one being is the advanced voice on ChatGPT. If you haven't tried this thing or seen this thing in action yet, like, this thing is revolutionary, to where you're able to really talk to it, which is introducing conversational AI. And I'll give you a quick example right here.
Okay.
ChatGPT, tell me a little about yourself. How does this advanced voice thing work?
Sure. I'm ChatGPT, here to help with a wide range of topics. You can chat with me using your voice, and I'll respond back.
All right, that's great. But can I cut you off and tell you to tell me a little bit about why ChatGPT is the best one out there?
Absolutely. ChatGPT stands out because it's versatile and user-friendly. It can handle a wide variety of topics, provide detailed answers, and even help with visual inputs.
That's great. That's great. Can you help me out with my newsletter tomorrow morning and come up with a good, subject line just based off of everything you know about me?
Absolutely. I'd love to help. How about something like unlocking AI for your business? Tips from Joshua Hale.
Not bad. We can work on that. But you saw it's called latency, like how quick it's able to respond. The distance between the back and forth is just getting shorter and shorter and shorter, to where you're having this more natural conversation. And so to use AI, you don't need to know code. You don't need to know all this technical jargon. You literally can just push a button and start talking to it to be able to start seeing how it has applicable, immediate use in your life.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well demonstrated, Joshua. Now, in terms of the dangers, what are the things that we should be aware of, especially as a business? Because if the business is compromised, our job is done. Means we will be not able to earn our livelihood. Help us understand that part. What are the real dangers of AI for business?
Yeah, I get this question a lot, especially from business owners. Being able to make sure that your sensitive information for a business is paramount. And so you need to understand how AI works, what ChatGPT has to offer. Right now, they offer a free version. If you just go to chat.com, you'll be able to hop on and use ChatGPT for free without even signing up. just know that the free version, you are voluntarily giving your conversation and your information back to the model for it to train itself better. So once you start paying for it, I pay $20 a month, US. Once you start paying for it, you get the option to be able to turn it from private or to, allowing it to train itself based off of your conversations. I'm very liberal. Like I said, I'm out here like a crash test dummy trying all this stuff out so I can teach it to others. And so I'm very loose with my stuff. But as a business owner, there's an enterprise level on top of all that, where automatically by default, all your information stays within the conversations. The company OpenAI is not using all that information. With that understood, still trust them as far as you can throw them, right? It's just their word that they're not using this information. And so what I'm really excited about is decentralized AI systems, open source AI that you can run locally. And because of NVIDIA, who's a big software company, they are rolling out these $3,000 home computers that are going to have enough GPUs to run these very powerful AI models. And so just later this summer, later this year, you're going to be able to buy one of these boxes as a business, put these AI models, these open source AI models on there, and it's going to stay right there. It's not going to connect to the internet. You're going to be able to just sit down at a workstation and interact with these highly powerful AI models, knowing that your data is staying right there. It's not going anywhere. It's not going on any servers, not in the cloud. So this is just about ready to be released out in the world. And so those that are really concerned about privacy, this is going to be a huge option for them.
Okay, so that is the future that looks like that we are seem to be moving about. What is your sense of artificial intelligence for business? What's the future for that? One thing you just told us, maybe other companies will come like that. But yes, people want to be secure, whether they feel where they have less data, more data, or no data.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other concerns. I'm working on a book, like 15 dangers that we're going to be facing because of AI in our lifetime. All the way from autonomous drones that are AI driven, that are like AI weapons. Like that's a big concern. They're being developed already. Multiple governments are starting to employ them. To this like marriage between big tech and big government. I don't know if you've heard here in the United States, they just rolled out this Stargate project, and this is to fortify U.S. AI infrastructure so they stay ahead of the curve of the rest of the world. And it sounds like a good thing, but really they are. There's a lot of concerns of the infrastructure that they're putting into the United States includes a bunch of surveillance and cameras and AI processing, tracking of real-time tracking of everybody. China kind of has this social credit system already set up, and it's kind of being tucked into this project with some of the biggest names out here. Microsoft, OpenAI is part of that, Oracle, ARM. So even though, this is infrastructure that is needed to stay ahead of the curve, there are a lot of concerns about big government and big tech, having all this power to be able to use these things.
Absolutely. Joshua, and talking of this, the last speech that Joe Biden gave, former president, he talked about the tech industrial complex. What do you think he meant about this? Was it the same thing that you talked about, or something much more deeper beyond this?
I think it's very surface level. I think he was really partisan about it, trying to cast stones at the other side, probably aimed at Musk and like his crew and team that's surrounding Trump with the new administration. I really don't think he was speaking to the deeper issue that I think has been going on for decades of creating this technocratic society of only the scientists of making decisions for everybody, putting in this surveillance state. I think it's beyond partisan, and it's doesn't seem to be slowing down. And unfortunately, the power has just been handed off to a new administration over here, and they're on day 2 hitting the gas. So I don't think Biden was actually, putting a stop to anything by trying to call it out. I think he was just kind of ripping a previous speech.
Absolutely, absolutely. Be that as it may, we can only watch the future unfold in front of it, all of us, and it is all happening very fast, even for businesses. So, for those people who would want to learn more about you, from you, be your client, what's the best way for them to connect with you, Joshua?
Well, I have my website at joshuahale.io. That really, keeps showcases everything that I have the value. I have courses. I have a 28-day ChatGPT challenge happening here in February in a couple of weeks, where I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for everybody to wrap their heads around how to use these tools. And so each day I'm going to send you a prompt as a text message. All you do is copy, paste that thing into ChatGPT and answer the questions that it brings up, and then get to see the results. Every day, what's most important is just developing the habit of using these things. Stop going to Google and trying to do your search there. Try instead of ChatGPT. You're going to get a big variety of answers. I think it's more higher quality, and it's doesn't have ads right now, so that's a huge plus. But this 28-day challenge is going to be a great way for people to dip their toe into it. By the end of the challenge, you're going to be the tech guru that everybody's going to be going to around in the office.
Wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.